Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for November 21, 2023, female vendor killed in West Kingston identified. The female vendor who was shot dead by armed assailants in downtown Kingston on Monday morning has been identified as Andrea Peterkin. Peterkin, otherwise called Apple, is of a Nelson Street address in Denham Town. Reports are that Peterkin was seated on a chair in a shopping area in the vicinity of Pink Lane in West Kingston when she was shot in the face by armed assailants on a motorcycle. The incident happened at about 11:20 a.m. Another woman was reportedly also shot and injured. Firearm and ammunition seized in Sandy Bay Bus Park. The Hanover Police Division say they have seized one Barker Jennings 9mm with one magazine containing 3 9mm rounds in the Sandy Bay Bus Park in early Monday morning. Reports from the Sandy Bay Police are that about 12:45 a.m., lawmen were on an operation in the area when a section of the park was searched. During the search, the firearm was reportedly found beside a garbage heap. No arrest was made in connection with the seizure. Driver in custody after firearm reportedly found in his possession. A team of officers assigned to the Kingston Western Police Division seized the one firearm during an operation on Marcus Garvey Drive, Kingston 11, on Monday afternoon. Reports are that about 1:15 p.m., lawmen were in the area when they saw the driver of a Toyota Probox with 6 passengers, including a woman, driving along the roadway. The driver was reportedly signaled to stop. He complied, and all occupants of the vehicle were searched. During the search, a firearm was allegedly found in the driver's possession. He was subsequently taken into custody. His identity is being withheld, pending further investigation. Man killed, entertainer injured in Portmore gun attack. One man was fatally shot and 2 others, including an entertainer, sustained injuries during an incident at a park in Greater Portmore, St. Catherine on Monday afternoon. The dead man has been identified as 27-year-old Devontae Palmer, otherwise called Messi, from Selburn Road in Greendale, Spanish Town, and 7 West addresses, both in St. Catherine. The 2 injured men, who are both from 7 West, have been admitted to hospital. Information reaching the news is that around 1:30 p.m., the 3 men were inside a community park smoking when a white Toyota Probox drove up. It is alleged that men, all armed with guns, alighted and opened gunfire on Palmer and the other 2 men before making their escape. All 3 men were hit in their upper bodies. Residents took the men to hospital, where Palmer was pronounced dead and the other 2 admitted. One is in serious but stable condition, while the other is critical. No motive has been established for the attack, the police said. Wife of cabbie in 5 fatality crash struggles to cope. Petrina Rodney wept bitterly on Monday when she realized that her husband, Delroy, who has been charged with 5 counts of causing death by dangerous driving, would not be home for her son's birthday. Delroy Rodney has spent the last 6 nights in custody, and having him home was a gift she had been hoping she could give their child. Today is our last son's birthday, and we were wishing he would have come home with us, cause the child is asking for him, and we wish he could come home today. But oh God, she cried. Her grief permeated the air outside the Westmoreland Parish Court, where relatives, the pastor, and the members of the church, where her husband is a deacon, along with his fellow cabbies, once again gathered in a show of support. Petrina Rodney struggled to understand why her family, God-fearing family, has been dealt such a blow. My husband is a nice person. My husband is a complete husband. There's nothing he doesn't help me to do in the house, the grieving wife told the news. My husband washes, my husband cooks, everything my husband does. We're never in an argument. Oh God, why is this happening to us? My God, help. God help we. To show you the type of family man he is, he has to keep devotion before he comes road, she said. Rodney was remanded until this Wednesday, when his bail application will continue. On Monday, the prosecutor stressed that there are 3 outstanding statements. The Crown has not been in receipt of the statements, so the Crown will need to oppose the bail, the prosecution said. The Crown added that statements from an eyewitness A first responder and the investigating officer are critical to the case. In responding to the Crown, Rodney's attorney Lambert Johnson said he had expected the investigating officer to be in court on Monday. He again complained that there have been erroneous media reports that Rodney fled the scene of the crash. "No such thing, Your Honor," Johnson said. He went on and sought medical care, and then he went to the chambers of an attorney same day. An arrangement were made with the investigating officer. Johnson then asked the prosecutor if the investigating officer was objecting to bail. The reply was yes. Johnson was clear in his displeasure. "I don't wish to lecture, but having stood in this position for over 15 years, I find the approach, to say the least, appalling. As an officer of justice, you need to stand up and account for justice," Johnson argued. However, Senior Parish Judge Steve Walters made it clear who has the final say regarding bail. Bail is incumbent on the court to make a decision. Whether the officer says he is objecting is not a rubber stamp for the court, the judge noted. He reminded that there is a vital witness who survived the crash along with Rodney. However, Johnson was confident that the witness's testimony will not hurt his case. "One person on the bus. The one statement will not contradict what is already said," he told the court. Judge Walters then asked Rodney to stand as he made his ruling. "The continuation of your bail application will be done Wednesday at 12:30 p.m., said the judge. According to a police report, about 3:30 p.m. on November 13, Rodney's taxi with 6 people on board was traveling towards the White House when the vehicle it was traveling behind slowed down. Rodney swerved, collided with a truck that was traveling in the opposite direction, and ended up in a tree. 3 of the occupants of Rodney's vehicle died on the scene. 2 who were taken to hospital succumbed to their injuries later that night. PNP president again criticizes government's crime management. Opposition leader Mark Golding has taken another jab at the Andrew Holness-led government, chiding it over what he says is the gross mismanagement of the country's crime situation. Mr. Golding said that the People's National Party, when it was last in power, delivered on its promise to protect Jamaicans with limited resources. He further remarked that the then PNP administration's primary intent was to relieve the country of high debt and inflation brought on by the JLP.
Comrade Bunting, a man who delivered with much less resources, because at the time we were in government last time round, our primary mission was to save Jamaica from financial collapse when the debt of the country was out of control. And we had to fix the macroeconomic situation in the country and set it on a path that it can sustain proper development for the people over time. But yet, even with limited resources, the murder rate in the country was 25% lower every year than it has been since 2016 under the Labour right. We can't trust them. We want a Jamaica where people can trust their leaders, where the leaders lead with integrity and use the resources of the people only for the people. Scandal after scandal after scandal in the last 7 years. And half of the scandals have never come out to light, or at least not yet. And we see them trying to dismantle the Integrity Commission. And because it is now starting to achieve its objectives, and the JLP's response is to try to dismantle it, to try to hide the reports from the public. We don't want to live in a strange land any longer.
More digitization infrastructural improvements are coming, says Clark. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark says that Jamaicans can anticipate a series of infrastructural improvements and increased digitization in the coming months. Dr. Clark, who was speaking at the Northwest St. Anne Jamaica Labour Party conference on Sunday, said the government remains committed to making life easier for Jamaicans.
Most public services should be available to you on your phone. Our vision for the future is that public services will be available to the Jamaican people on your phone. And what that does, that broadens access. And as far as roads are concerned, early in the new year, the road from Runaway Bay all the way to Brownstown, the work will start early in the new year.